Hey everybody, welcome to Blue Collar Philosopher. My name is Colin Dillard and we're going to have some fun today. So the first subject for today, we're going to start with a brand new video, very first video. Obviously, it's good to start at the beginning. So we're going to start with creation. Creation versus Big Bang Theory, and not the TV show, okay? Just to be clear on that, we're talking about the actual Big Bang Theory. We're going to correlate the similarities that there are between creation and Big Bang, and let's see what we can come up with. So, first off, let's start with how does the Big Bang start? For those of you who do not know, Big Bang operates on the theory that every piece of matter in the universe, every atom, every molecule, everything began first as raw materials. All the matter in the universe began as raw materials in the size of a marble. Yeah, you got that right. The sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxies, everything. All that mass in the size of a marble. And at the first point of the birth of the universe, there was a massive explosion, and then you saw all this matter just expand. And then it started grouping together, making nebulas, grouping together, making stars, making planets. And as everything got hotter and hotter and hotter, like for the stars and everything, it started making heavier and heavier elements. And that's basically the gist of Big Bang Theory. Well, in creation, it talks about, well, what's the first thing in the story of creation? What is the first thing? Well, it says, and God said, let there be light. Well, if you were to talk to somebody who is a specialist on the Big Bang Theory, they would tell you the first thing that happened was a massive explosion of light. Massive amounts of light. Seems like there's a little bit of a correlation there. Now, Big Bang Theory and also a lot of atheist scientists, and maybe not necessarily ones that believe in Big Bang Theory, say that the universe is about 14 billion years old, at least the observable universe that we have now. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying they're right. I think it's going to be somewhat less than that if we are ever able to prove it, but I think it's going to be somewhat less than that. The light acts weird whenever you get down into the quantum physics and the theoretical physics. Light acts really weird on the atomic and subatomic level. It acts really freaking weird. So there's discrepancies on how exactly light works with gravity and everything else like that. That's what they use to determine how old the universe is, by what we can see. Well, let's think about this for a second. Let's say it did take 14 billion years for the universe to come into what we know it as now. Let's say it did take 14 billion years. Well, let's correlate that to the creation story. Well, it says in 7 days God created the heavens, the earth, the animals, the plants, and everything that we see. Well, within reason, obviously. Things have changed a little bit since the end of Genesis. But one thing we have to remember is that there was no people, there was no humans to write this down whenever this story happened. So they had to get it through visions, dreams, or had to get it dictated to them by the Spirit of God. So, the way I look at it is it was given to them in visions or dreams. And, well, if you're going to try and show 14 billion years of creation to someone in a reasonable amount of time to where they can record it and write it down, I kind of picture it as a time-lapse PowerPoint. You know, first night, okay, he shows him, God said, let there be light. Okay, that's the end. That is the Big Bang, okay? You see the correlation here. Well, the next night, he shows him a vision of creating the stars and creating the earth and everything else like that, and then so on and so forth. And it's like a time lapse. He's showing a sped up version of this is the hit points. Okay, just like in a PowerPoint, you have bullet points. You're not going to give all the detail in the PowerPoint. You're just going to give the important subjects. So I kind of see the creation story as that. Because unfortunately, as human beings, we have a tendency to take everything that we don't understand and attribute it to just poof, attribute it to magic. And I really think you're not giving God enough credit. I really do. I think you're not giving God enough credit, because if He is the master architect, if He is the master astronomer, if He is the master physicist, if He is the master quantum physicist, then we got to give Him more credit. Think about it this way. What's more impressive? Poof, He said it and then it's there? Or He set something in motion that literally took billions of years to end up here, to end up in the creation of his people, of the human race. That is absolutely insane to me. You want to talk about some forethought? And you also got to remember one thing. Time is of no consequence to God. So 14 billion years? Why would God wait 14 billion years? There is no time. He is outside of time, guys. There is no time for Him. Time is a concept that we are restricted by, not God. So, if you take that into consideration, the creation story and what scientists have actually come up with, they actually kind of correlate. I mean, yeah, it's kind of sketchy in parts, and I'm sure that somebody could blow a couple holes, but it's a theory. It's a theory of correlation between what science has come up with and what the Bible tells us. Okay? They're not going to write a thesis on the creation of the universe in the Bible. That wasn't the important part. The important part was God said it and then it happened. Okay? That's the important part that you need to learn about in the Bible. The rest of it we can learn through science, as long as we maintain that God said it and it happened. That's all for today. I hope you have a wonderful and amazing weekend. Thank you.